Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lady Style Podcast. Okay, here's what I'm excited about right now, and this is feeling forced. Oh, yep, this is feeling very forced. By the way, I'm outside again. So you remember the interview before when I was talking about to the casting director? I'm like, it's so cold, and I was like a real lady, and I took it, and I was cute, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna sit in the cold. Not today. Blanket up, blanket on. Now that I'm warmer, I can think. Hi, I'm Winona. Yes, I remember to introduce myself. Check one. Then I'm going to say a little bit about our books. Let me see. What do I want to say about our books today? They're kind of cool and I actually make sense in them. Yeah, that should probably be the first thing I mention, is that they actually make sense. Anyway, I thought divorce was bad, and I thought being grown up was easy. If only I were me, a memoir in verse, Widow's Web, Widow's Debt, and Foreign Coffee. That is 6 entire books. So you can get those wherever our audio books or whatever your audiobooks are sold. They're there. Believe me. Just search the title. It's there. It's everywhere. And everyone knows that this is the sign language section because we have 6 books. But in total, altogether, we have 17 books, which means that you guys are missing 11 books. And you can find those 11 books on www.andithoughladies.com. And since I'm in a good mood and I'm actually I'm going to go ahead and say it again. You can find it at www.andithoughladies.com because it's been forever since I did it like I was a car salesman. What? Loving it. Okay, done. I'm back to being professional. But you're not here to hear about me. You're here to hear about our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I do. I was having some issues over here, but for those who don't know me, I am Deonte Bolden, filmmaker, playwright, and award-winning author. Some facts about me: I am an introvert. I am much, into myself and having that moment to myself. A lot of times, I get that fulfillment just being by myself to myself. I have a very short attention span, even when it comes to movies, conversations, and things like that. I tend to zone out a little bit if something's not interesting in me in the beginning. And I have a bad habit of doing that. And what else about me? I'm a very impatient person. I'm working on that. I tend to do a little road rage every now and then. So I'm working on that and I'm getting my deliverance over here. But those are some interesting facts about me.
Hold on. You're an author, but you're an impatient person. How does that work?
I think a lot of us creators tend to be the type, we want it instantly, even in this industry. And yeah, I'm working on it a little bit, but patience is not something that I say is a virtue of mine. It's something I'm learning and discovering as I go. I think it's all part of the growth process. But yeah, I can tend to be a little impatient, but yeah, God is helping me with that.
He's helping us all with that. Don't be
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you think about the fact that we write hundreds of thousands of pages sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then in life we're like, I need it now. And it's like, but how did you spend hours typing away, editing years just on one project? But I need it now is the rest of your life. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you learn as you go because we want the project to come out because we get excited about what we do and we want it to come out instantly. But with patience, you realize that timing is important, and when the right time comes, it'll be that time.
So how did you jump from the word on the page to stage and, if I read that correctly, screen?
Yeah, well, I originally it crossed over different for me because I started out as writing scripts, and then kind of easing into books. But I'm writing books to really help me because I actually am turning both books that I wrote into productions. But it just really came from the fact of just feeling like I needed a voice and wanted my voice to be heard. Understanding that I had a purpose, which was to write. Through my challenges and experiences, I lost my brother years ago, due to an illness. But through that, I realized that I had a voice and it was something to continue to keep his legacy going as well as mine and, pushing, the message that we can overcome anything. So for me, writing has just been therapeutic and it's just helped me to impact other people's lives.
So what does it take to go into a production for wait, first before I do that, do you have anything coming up that's gonna be on the screen or on stage?
Yes, I actually have a film premiere this month for The Skin I'm In, Volume 1, Melanin, Melanin Me. And it's a three-part series that I wrote, that deals with the issues of colorism and racism in our communities. Um, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be a red carpet premiere here later on this month, March 25th. And I'm just excited, and that's a patience virtue for me because we filmed this back in 2021, and it just took really time to put it together. And I was just like, oh, I want to get it out now, but I realized it's the season and time for it now. So yes, that's one thing that I do have coming up.
Ooh, red carpet premiere. I wanna go.
Come on to Atlanta.
Sounds like fun to me. I'm not gonna lie. I love getting a dress for for any red carpet event.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I get diverted by, my own things.
No, you're fine. I
Just
love
me.
your energy. You have great
Oh,
energy.
thanks. Thanks. Okay. So you do have something coming up this month. Is there a way to buy tickets or
Yeah, so the skin I'm
is it
in,
right on?
the skin I'm in premiere tickets are available on Eventbrite, or you could go to my website, www.deonte, Deonte, Bolden, Bolden Productions.com, and you're able to get tickets. And yeah, it's just gonna be a great Q&A with the cast. We're gonna have fun, dessert bar. We're gonna really do it big, because it's exciting to be able to have such a monumental film that has such a great monumental message along with it, to bring about discussion. So it's just going to be great, with that, along with the award show that's coming up later down the line as well. So.
Oh, there's an award. No, 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 no. I want to hear about this as well.
Yes, so I do have an award show. Yes, the Bolden Awards. After my last name, it's where boldness meets greatness. I created this award show because a lot of people have been overlooked in the industry, right? And I realized that many of us we talk about the success, but rarely do we talk about the struggle stories. So the Bolden Awards is highlighting those and awarding those who've overcome obstacles and adversities while achieving excellence. And we just have some great people who have overcome cancer, people who have struggled with their weight, people who've been homeless, and now they're successful. And we're just going to have a great night to just impact because people need to know stories because a lot of times we want to glorify our success on social media and talk about our wins, but rarely do we talk about our failures or our struggles, our obstacles. And this is an opportunity for people to be inspired to be able to say, I can overcome anything as long as I put my mind to it, I can do it. So, yes.
I need to learn how to only talk about my wins. That would be terrific. Because I think I talk about my failures every day.
Yes, you're one out of many because everybody's like, I'm winning, I'm winning. It's like, okay, well, is there anything else that we could talk about? Because we going through over here. So
Yeah. Oh, every time.
yeah.
Anyway, but I think it's because I think my failures are important and I don't know why.
And they are, you never realize. I think we don't realize the magnitude of what we go through with sometimes it's preparing us for where we're going. So if you're really experiencing, a lot of, failures and obstacles, it's because it's setting you up for something great, that's ahead. So just keep moving. You
I'm
got
gonna try to believe in that one right there. Now,
it.
if I keep going and there's nothing coming up roses, I'm coming back to you to be like, let's do another interview about where are my roses? Where's my success?
I need a return on this investment.
Exactly.
Right.
So, why do you feel like right now is the best time to have this movie out about the skin that I'm in?
I think at the height of, racism, we've seen a lot of things, police brutality. We've experienced a lot of things, over the years. And I think it's important because a lot of times we talk about, racism, but it's this whole, black versus white thing. But I think also because of the fact that we're highlighting, a biracial woman who struggled growing up being biracial, being bullied and teased, and now she's teaching her daughter how to become a colorist. I think, this is a moment where we really need to experience healing and forgiveness. We've been through so much over the years, with COVID and seeing a lot of different things, even this year. And I think we have to get to a place of learning that when we don't forgive and let go of certain things, we pass that on to our offspring. And, we end up making our issues our children's issues and people who we come into contact with in our future. And I think the beautiful message of this film is to learn how to forgive and embrace one's own beauty. There's so many different ways of going with this. You know, we see a lot in the media, you know, children, I want to look like this and I want to look like that. But rarely do we say, you know, I'm just grateful to be who I am, you know, who I'm created to be. So this brings about so much different discussion. It's not just on the topic of colorism. That's what we highlight, but I feel like the messages you get from this film can apply so much to today's time and what we're going through right now as a society.
So my question to you is completely far away from the actual discussion we were just having. How do you find the people that you put in your films?
Great question. Experiences. Ashley Kayla, who is starring in this film, I actually met her just, you know, being an actor and going to an actor class. And I was like, this girl is brilliant. And I was like, I'm gonna keep her in the back of my mind. I always keep people in the back of my mind when it comes to casting because for some reason I feel like you always come in contact with people for a reason. There's a reason. And most of the time it's just people who I've come into contact with, you know, and be like, okay, like who can fit this? Yes, this person can fit this. Let me give them a call. And then I hold auditions, castings, open calls. You know, for this time we did a virtual because around the time the pandemic was still going on, and we were, you know, just getting past it. But yeah, I post castings. You'll see castings on my website. I mostly post my castings on Actors Access. So, you know, when an actor follows directions and shows their interest and passion for a specific role, like why not give them an opportunity to do it? So that's what I do. And the great thing about my casting, I must have the gift of casting because that's always been a compliment that many other directors and people say you cast that production very well, and they end up using some of my actors. And I love the fact that we talk about overlooked for the Bolden Awards. I'm always looking for those actors that are super talented that really haven't got the opportunity that they need to shine, and I just cast them in my production.
Okay, so I've heard the mention of the Bolden Awards. I heard the explanation of the Bolden Awards.
Yeah.
But I do not know the date of the Bolden Awards.
Yes, so the Bolden Awards is May the 20th, 2023. We're gonna have a grand event. It's gonna be at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel. You get free shuttle to and from the airport if you're flying in, and it's just gonna be an amazing night. I'm telling people like if you're creative, if you're bold, you definitely want to be in the room because it's gonna be some amazing people here. And we put so much work into this, and it's just going to be an impact. I believe connections are going to be made. It's just going to be phenomenal. We just have some amazing people that we're honoring, some amazing performances, but most of all, we're just going to bring, you know, unity and love and support in one room. You know, boldness is definitely going to be meeting greatness on May the 20th. So I'm excited. So the golden carpet starts at 6 because I'm not doing the traditional red carpet, and then we have the event at 8 o'clock.
Oh, this sounds lovely. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing in May. Oh, did you say the 20th?
Yes.
I could get Anna to LA. I could do that. Come on, go now.
Okay, come on down.
Great. Yes. Atlanta always has something interesting and great going on, and the Bolden Awards sounds like exceptionally wonderful.
You say you stay in LA?
No, I'm in Maryland.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah.
hometown, well, DMV. Yeah.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm originally from Washington, D.C., but I lived that way. I was in Stafford, Virginia. I lived in Maryland when I was a kid. I've been all over Fredericksburg, DMV, Northern Virginia area. I was all up in that area. So, yeah.
From Annapolis.
Okay.
Yeah, they always say that's where the stuck-up girls are. So
My dad lives in Forestville, Maryland, or District Heights.
yeah, I know that. Yeah, I definitely know what that is. Anyway, I'm sorry. We have gotten off of the subject. And since we're off of the subject, we might as well talk about one of my favorite things when we jump off of a subject is where is there a good place to eat in Atlanta? Because I am down there in a couple of weeks to go shoot a movie, actually. And all I eat at is Zaxby's just once. Everything else, like I bring my own oatmeal and everything. I just go to Zaxby's for one meal.
Zaxby's is overrated. Now, if you haven't been to Atlanta in a while, you'll say, okay, yeah, go get some Zaxby's. There's a restaurant, there's a couple. So seafood is kind of been great. Marietta Fish Market, if you're in the Marietta area, they have the best like big crabs and Papa Do's is also another great place. You'll hear about that if you come here. They're pretty, upscale, seafood. So I would say either Papa Do's or Marietta Seafood Fish Market. They're really
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Since you grew up in the Maryland area, are we like is it comparable to Maryland? Or I'm gonna go there and be like, this was good, but it ain't Maryland.
I think you would be impressed. You would be
All
impressed.
right, I'm going.
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty, both of them are pretty good. I had great experiences there. I've eaten around Maryland as well and kind of, lived there for a while. So I would definitely say, yeah, those two were impressive. Everything else seemed to be a little bit overrated. So it's just like when you go to LA and everybody's like, let me go to In-N-Out. And I'm like,
Okay, the smokehouse in LA is insanely good. Like, what? I don't know why no one, like, when people are like, where do you eat? I don't know why people just like don't be like, just the smokehouse. It's good. It's so
I
good.
heard of that. I have to try that.
Right? Okay, so we had this meeting with this executive, and so we were like, where do we go to eat? And then Jade looks up like good garlic bread, and we found the smokehouse, and it's like insane, and it's been around for forever, and it was so good.
I gotta just smoke it. I'm gonna check that off on my list next time I go back to LA.
And they had good scotch, which
Okay.
I'm a scotch drinker, so I was like, yes, this works for me.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
All right, so okay, we've covered just about everything. Can you tell us a bit about your books and where we can find out more information about you?
Yes, so I'm an author of two amazing books, Purpose Pains. Purpose Pains is a book that I wrote in honor of, my late brother, but also with a message of overcoming, talking about the Bolden Awards and all those different things. It started with Purpose Pains. And basically in this book, it's a 5-chapter volume where I break down the acronym of PAINS to help us see it from not just a negative perspective, but a positive perspective. Everything happens to us in life for a reason. And many people have been inspired by what I'm doing, posting on social media, talking about what I'm doing, but they don't understand the backstory to it. And it's just really that book to help you to highlight my struggles and overcoming, but also allowing people to know that if I could do it, you could do it as well. So you could actually purchase that on my website, www.deonteboldenproductions.com. It's also available on Amazon. You type in Purpose Pains, Deonte Bolden, and all of that will pop up in Google. I Google myself all the time. I don't know if you do that, but I do that weird stuff. Just to see where I'm at. And then finally, my second book, which I'm proud of as well, has been my much success, Differently Able. Growing up, my brother had a disability, he had muscular dystrophy, and he was bullied and teased for being disabled. And growing up, I just wish there was a book that really could explain what it's like to be, a kid and have special needs. And during COVID, when everybody was losing their mind, I actually wrote this book, and it's about 4 children going to middle school, being bullied and teased. They have various disabilities. One particular character is inspired by my brother King. And they're trying to fit in, make friends, but they find themselves the center and prank of everybody's jokes and laughter, being bullied and teased. And it's around Christmas time where most kids are asking for gifts and toys, but their desire, as they write to Santa, is to make them normal for a day, let them see life on the other side of being disabled. So they take that journey on the other side, but they realize that life isn't as grand as they thought it would be, and that they're different because they make a difference. And I'm proud of this book because I just feel like it really empowers children with special needs, but also brings awareness to bullying in our communities as well. So you can find that book also on my website, www.deonteboldenproductions.com, or you can just go to Amazon and purchase the book as well. But I love signing books and sending them to people, so purchase them off my website, please.
Yeah. Thank you. What's next for you?
I really don't know. I said to myself, after the award show, what do I want to do next? I want to do possibly another play. I do have a magazine that I'm going to be launching in the summer, Bold Magazine. Brave, original, legendary, and determined and talented individuals And I really want to do that. And it's going to highlight, of course, the awards show. But I just really want to make sure that we're putting the spotlight on creatives like yourself and so many other people who are doing incredible things. So launching the Bold magazine this summer. And then I'm thinking about doing another stage production, a different stage production that's going to be titled When Pride Comes Before the Fall. So you're the first to hear that.
Ooh, I am intrigued. Is
Yes.
this thing a red carpet premiere also? Because then I might have to show up.
You know, everything I do is gonna have a red carpet because I just believe in just, celebrating the moment. You know, sometimes I look back and, we look so much as creatives because I do so much. And sometimes I always feel like I'm behind, but I don't realize looking on the outside, like you've accomplished some great things and we have to be in the moment and be grateful for it. So for me, celebrating and having a red carpet premiere for The Skin I'm In, because how many people could say they released a film, how many people could say they put on a play, how many people could say they have an awards show, but sometimes people look on the outside and be like, you're doing just fine, keep going. And in my mind, I'm like, I have so much to do, but it's great, yeah, celebrating. So.
You have done so much, and I know I'm one of those people. You've done so much, but I know you don't feel like you've gotten to where you need to be, but where you are
Yeah,
is perfect. I'm
yeah.
starting to learn how to appreciate that, but yeah.
You as well, having a podcast. You're doing a phenomenal job. And you're great. I love your energy. You're amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up since everyone knows where to find out your information. I cannot believe I just scratched my cheek on camera, and then I just came up and did it again, right? That's just so sad. Anyway, you can find out everything that your ladies are doing at www.antithoughtLadies.com. And when you go there, go down to the middle of the page, no longer the bottom of the page, and you can see the charities that we proudly support. We ask that you take a moment out and give them a little assistance as well. I'm gonna go ahead and tout this because I know that I'm gonna put the show up today. But you know that every year we do a award/gala for the charities that we support. That is next week. And ticket sales have not been as good as other years. So can we please sell some more tickets so I can give them a better donation? Or at least the same donation? That would be great. Anyway. When you're there, remember to go ahead and help them out. That can either be in monetary things or in knowledge. Remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona and the Missing Jade. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.